Night 348, Arabian Nights. Morning now dawned, Scheherazade broke off from what she had been allowed to say. Then, when it was 348th night, she continued, I have heard, O fortunate king, that the beggar asked the woman for alms. How can I give you anything, she said, when the king cuts off the hands of anyone who gives alms? But he repeated, in the name of Almighty God, I ask you for charity. When she heard him invoke the name of God, her heart softened, and she gave him 2 loaves. News of this reached the king, who had her brought before him, and then had her hands cut off, after which she went back to her house. Sometime later, the king said to his mother, I want to marry, so find me a beautiful wife. His mother told him, among my slave girls there is one of unsurpassed beauty, but she does have one serious defect. What is that? He asked, and his mother told him that the girl's hands had been cut off. In spite of that, he said that he wanted to look at her, and when she had been fetched, he was charmed by her appearance, married her, and slept with her. This woman turned out to be the one who had lost her hands for having given 2 loaves to the beggar. Strange. When the king married her, her fellow wives envied her, and so they wrote to him accusing her of being an adulteress who had given birth to a son. The king sent word to his mother, telling her to take her out and abandon her in the desert before returning. When his mother did this, the woman began to weep, bitterly lamenting her fate. As she walked with the child on her shoulder, she passed by a stream. She knelt down to drink. Since the walk, together with her weariness and sorrow, had made her extremely thirsty. But as she bent her head, the baby fell into the water. While she was in floods of tears, 2 men passed by and asked her why she was crying. I was carrying my baby on my shoulder, she told them, and he has fallen into the water. Would you like us to fetch him out for you? They asked him. When she said yes, they called on Almighty God, and out came the child, safe and sound. And would you like God to restore your hands as they were before? They asked. Yes, she replied. When they had called on God, the glorious, the Almighty, your hands were restored and were better than before. Sounds like a nice Bible story. What do you think? I guess in stories you can do that. The man then asked her if she knew who they were, to which she answered, God knows better. We are the 2 loaves you gave to the beggar. Spiritual. They're the 2 loaves. They told her, the gift that caused you to lose your hands. So give praise to Almighty God, who has restored them to you and given you back your son. This she did. I don't know. That's night. We're reading night 348. Now, is that the end of the story? Oh, well, I'll go on. A story is told that among the Israelites there was a pious man whose household used to spin cotton. Every day he would sell the spun thread, buy more cotton, and use the profit left over to buy food for his family to eat that day. One day, however, when he was out and sold his yarn, he met a friend of his who complained to him that he was in need, and so the man gave him what he had earned He went back home with no cotton and no food. "Where's the cotton and the food?" his household asked him. He told them, so-and-so met me and complained to me of his circumstances. So I handed him the price that I had got for the yarn. "So what are we going to do?" they asked him, "as we have nothing to sell." They did have a broken bowl and a jar, but although the man took those to the market, no one could buy them from him, and as he was standing there, someone passed him carrying a fish. What am I supposed to make of that? End of night 348. We read the end of night 348. And this woman got the 2 loaves. 2 loaves of bread.